How to apply self-awareness in life. Welcome to the mindfulness.com, a place where we explore the practices, the wisdom and the science of mindfulness through spiritual scriptures. How to apply self-awareness is today's topic, and we are looking into the chapter 107 of the Quran to understand how to apply self-awareness. The purpose of the chapter is to make us understand what is preventing the application of self-awareness in ourselves. And if you apply the wisdom of this chapter, you can create obedience in your mind with your self-awareness, and we can avoid the state of isolation of the mind, and we can enrich calmness, and we can connect with self-awareness. So the chapter has the following wisdom. So let's look into the chapter. The chapter 107, verse number 1. Have you observed that which mislead the obedience? Then that is the one which forces the isolation in the mind, and does not encourage to enrich the calmness. So distrust to that which connects, that which intends to be away from its connection with unawareness, that which aims in believing in mind, and it prevents the application of self-awareness. So in this chapter it explains, have you observed that which mislead the obedience of the mind with your self-awareness? There is an obedience between the mind and your awareness, that you should not deviate your mind from the standard or the default mode of operation. When we deviate from that, that is the misleading of the obedience. Then that is the one which forces the isolation. The isolation in mind is the condition where the mind is isolated from awareness and consciousness, and mind works by itself and does not encourage to enrich the calmness. So when we are isolated, in the state of isolated mind, we will not be able to enrich it with calmness. It will be always in the stress, it will be always in the anxiety, because mind by itself cannot perform efficiently. So distrust to that which connect. So if you are in a state of isolated mind, and if you try to connect to the self, it will be a distress, that which intends to be away from its connection with unawareness. Because when you are isolated and we are not enriching yourself with calmness, you are actually away from the connection, the true connection, that which aims in believing in mind. When you are performing with an isolated mind, that is when we believe into things, that is when we make concept and stick into it, and it prevents believing. Isolating mind, lack of calmness and disobedience in the mind is what prevents the application of awareness. So if you are not able to apply your awareness to the self, if you are having isolated mind, that may be the reason which prevents the application of self-awareness. So this is the wisdom of chapter 107 of the Quran. And just an explanation about some Arabic words. So it says 107:6, Allazina hum yura'un, the one which aims in believing in mind. So yura'un, which is derived from ra alif ya, means to believe. You can check here. I think that a man has seen with his mind, looked into and believed. So yura'un means believe. So it clearly says just blindly believing in concept is not what gives you development of self-awareness, but it is to access your self-awareness and experiencing the awareness and developing it and connecting it with the consciousness is what gives you enlightenment. So this is the wisdom of the chapter 107. Thank you for listening.